Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday morning and we are ready for lesson 11, speech of 11. Get your pencils ready. 1, 2, 3, go. Alright, pencils down. Have your pencils ready to score. 64, 196, 16, 100, 4, 144, 36. A hexagon has 6 sides, a pentagon has 5 sides, an octagon has 8 sides. Second row, 1000, 10, 100, 0.001, 0.01, and 0.1. 1 year has 12 months, 1 year has 365 days, 1 week has 7 days, and 1 leap year has 366 days. Alright, turn back to lesson 11. I hope you're having a good Tuesday so far. Y'all, we are so close to being done with math, so that's super exciting. Alright, before we jump in, go to page 38. Go to 2A. We're going to practice this just so just to make sure that you know how to do it. Your instructions say round to the nearest whole number to estimate. Remember, your whole number is not your decimal number, okay? So 5.42 would be rounded to 5. 6.79 rounded to 7. It's a beautiful 7, isn't it? 5.84 rounded to 6. So now we're going to add. 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 plus 8 is 18. Alright. Do the rest of this by yourself. Alright, we're going to jump in. We are going to jump in right into the work that we will be doing today. And we'll be working together on it. So I'll be teaching you as we do our new stuff. We are multiplying today. Now, I am not teaching you a right way to multiply and the wrong way to multiply. I am teaching you a strategy to make your multiplying easier. If you choose to do it the way that we've done it before, that's okay. But I'm going to show you a way that can make it easier and make it less work. So the instructions on top of the page says copy and solve. Pay careful attention to zeros. Write the simplest form of the answer on the blank. So 1A is 428 times 6.07. So now, since there's a 0 in the middle, we're going to set up exactly like normal. 428 on the top, 6.07 on the bottom. Now let's start multiplying. Start multiplying the first row and stop. 8 times 7 is 56. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 5 is 19. 4 times 7 plus 1 is 28. 29. Just make sure I'm right. Yes. Your first row should be done. Now, normally we would put 0 as a placeholder for the ones, and then we would start multiplying 0, 0, 0, 0. That is a wasted step because it will not change your answer, and then you're going to have a row that's all zeros. So watch what I do. We're going to skip to multiplying 6. We're going to skip to 6. So now we need to put a placeholder for this number, for 1's place. We need to put a placeholder for the 10's place, 0. Now we have 2 placeholder zeros. Now we start multiplying. Again, 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 4, 16. 6 times 4 plus 1 is 25. Alright. Notice we only have 2 rows, and that's completely fine, because we had 2 numbers in our bottom digit, and we multiplied those 2 numbers times the top number. So now let's add 6, 9, 17, 8, 9, 5, 2. We do have decimal places. Always check to make sure to see whether your number has decimal places. This has 2 decimal places, so we're going to jump 1, 2, make our decimal place, and now we also need a comma. So our correct answer that you would write on the blank above here is 2,597 and 96 hundredths. This is the simplest form. We can't take away any numbers. Yeah. All right. Now let's go to B, 6.49. So watch what I'm going to be doing. Okay, I'm going to do 6.49 on top. Now notice that 300 has 2 zeros in the tens and the ones place. You could write it right underneath it, but let me show you an easier way. I'm going to write 3, 0, 0. Okay, that does look confusing, but let me show you what I'm going to do. Your numbers do not necessarily need to be lined up. Like if you add and subtract, your numbers do need to be lined up, but for multiplying, not necessarily, if they're zeros. So right here, we are going to drop our zeros right away. 0, 0. Now we're just going to start multiplying. 9 times 3 is 27, 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. 6 times 3 plus 1 is 19. Look at that. We multiplied 6.49 times 300, and we did it in one row. Just like that. We have a decimal place right here. We have 2 decimal places. This number has no decimal places, but this has 2 decimal places. So we're going to jump 2 times, 1, 2. We're going to put a comma in. What is our simplified form that we would write in this blank? We would write 1,947. We would drop the decimal point in the zeros because we don't really need them. It doesn't change our answer. Another way you could set this up, 6.49 times 300. You could have done it like this. And then we would use this method. We skip these 2 zeros. We skip these 2 0 places and we're going to jump to multiplying this right away. So we put a 0 as a placeholder in the ones place, the tens place, and we start multiplying. And our answer would be the same thing. So it's up to you, okay? These are your 2 ways that you could have done it. Same answer. Now let's go to 1C, 87 times 1,500. I'm going to set it up like this. So hopefully you can see it. I'm going to have 87 on the top. I'm going to put 1,500. I'm going to line up the numbers and then make sure that the zeros are on the end where I can drop them right away, just like I did up here. So I'm going to drop them, 0, 0, and I'm going to start multiplying just like normal. 7 times 5 is 35. Actually, this might not work. Let's see if it works. Okay, it might be a little bit more confusing this way. Actually, let's set it up the other way, because I'm thinking it could be a little bit more confusing. And we want to have the best way that makes the most sense for y'all. Okay, so we're going to set it up like this. Okay, but we are still going to skip these 2 numbers. We're not going to have 2 rows of zeros. We're going to skip to the hundreds place. We're going to write a 0 as a placeholder, 0 as a placeholder. Now we're going to start multiplying. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 8 is a 40, plus 3, 43. And now we need to put more placeholders in. Now this is a big number, right? But it's not as confusing as you think. We're multiplying 1 times 7, but we have the tens, the ones, the tens, and the hundreds place that need placeholders. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. We have 3 numbers that are placeholders. Now we're going to multiply. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 8 is 8. Let's add. 0, 0, 5, 10, 12, 13. Oh, that's a huge number, isn't it? Are there any placeholders? There are no placeholders. So what am I saying? letters and then decimals. Are there any decimals in here? No decimals. So we're going to put a comma here, and your answer that you wrote in the blank is 130,500. I'm thinking it could have worked if you would start it off like this, 87 times 1,500. I thought it might be a little bit more confusing, but you can try to figure out that way too. That's great. All right, finish your lesson. If you have any questions, let me know. Great job, y'all.